Hello, this is Dean Phoenix with episode 4 of my 1999 mode Bioshock Infinite Scavenger Hunt playthrough. I hope that you enjoyed the episode, and if you do, would you kindly like, comment and subscribe for the rest of the playthrough and to help my channel out. Thank you very much.
But here's the place where we revere the heroes of our city dear.
Okie doke. So, continuing with Hull Heroes. Now, this bit's really cool because there's that thing there, which basically just means you can use as many salts as you want. So I'll put Possession Trap there because there's a couple of dudes who it's going to help us out with in a minute. Vini Viga is still just the Crow's Trap and Devil's Kiss aid, so we're not going to use those. That Possession Trap should take out the two enemies when they turn up behind us. So now you can buy a few different things. So if you're using any of those weapons, they can be very useful. The rocket launcher is a pretty decent choice, but not my absolute favourite, so I prefer a little more reliable weapon like the shotgun or the volley gun, which have more ammo and you can be a little more indiscriminate with. Right, so that Possession Trap should have taken both of those out, which it has. Right, so let Slade do his little bit.
Our prophet, Father Comstock, commander of the 7th.
That man did not lead the 7th. Hell, I don't even remember that guy.
Corporal DeWitt proved his worth on the field that day.
Slate, you absolute mentalist.
Slade? Is that you?
You've always been different.
Yeah, this is the amazing thing about this bit. You've got the salts thing because
Look, I see you're
you can just
caught up
use
in
it
some
as
kind of jam
often as
here.
you want,
If
really.
can see
So
fit to let us through to where they keep the shock jockey, and we'll.
That tin soldier, Comstock. Once my boy's dead, we won't die at his hands.
There's going to be trouble.
All my men have left is a choice.
hey.
Die at the hands of a tin soldier, or a real one.
Cause most of them to suicide, and then the rest of them will fight a bit. So easy. So again, you could go with salts or infusion. I'm going to go with salts this time. There's one more to pick up before we make our way out of the Hull Heroes, and that will go into shield. Salts or shield. So that'll go into shield. So I always want to have 8 salts in case I want to
Just give
repeat
us the
the
shock
If you want the vigor,
gear farming trick.
you will give my men soldiers.
And you don't have to use the actual salt recharge point if you don't want to, if that's the case. Alright, so we've got to find Shock Jockey. So here we've got another opportunity to repeat.
The tin soldier is taking credit for the deeds of the real one.
We've got another opportunity to repeat
Companion, young lady.
gear farming if you want.
He wrapped up
So here, kill this guy.
190.
Grab this piece of gear, Scavenger's Vest, that's actually a really good one, but really I want Sheltered Life or Winter Shield, if at all possible. So I'll just show you how you can do this reset anyway, just for future reference. On the way out of the Hall of Heroes is where you can actually reset gear normally, so...
In Peking, it was my hand that put the city to the torch. Of course.
Another piece of gear to grab there. Gearhead, so... Scavenger Vest is pretty decent, but Gearhead's terrible. So, what you want to do is you can just repeat these 2 pieces of gear if you want. And, so, if there's a checkpoint close to where you can get a piece of gear, then you can restart and try and get the piece of gear that you want because they're randomized. But it's especially worth doing if there's 2 pieces of gear right next to a checkpoint like here. So or the Battleship Bay one. The Battleship Bay one's obviously the best because this one takes a little bit more running. But if there was a particular piece of gear that you really wanted, like Sheltered Life or something, Sheltered Life is a hat that gives you invincibility when you eat any snacks, which is amazing. I got the same 2 gear in different order. So right, this time I'll just leave it with whatever I want, because you don't really need specific gears, so it's not really much of an issue. We do also want to get the rocket launcher, so I'll do that this time.
The real ones. Now your companion, young lady, he wrapped himself in glory on December 29, 1899.
Rubbish. Kill to live is pretty bad. Not worried about that.
What does he mean?
You don't want to know.
Right, so get all this stuff. Pick up all this time, because I'm not going to be restarting whatever I get from the other one. I like to do the Peking exhibition first. I think it's easier. Well, not easier. I think it's actually more difficult, but it makes more sense to do that one first, because you can do it whilst you have the rocket launcher. Just do these. Right, so before I do this exhibition, I want to make sure that I run back and get all of the salts. If this is a 50 salt, I'll just grab this, but I don't think it is. No, 25. Because I want to make sure that I have full salts for the Peking exhibition. It can be quite tricky, so again, anytime you want salts before you do these, you can just run this way. Run back and grab these. So the best way to start the Peking exhibition is to have the rocket launcher and possession, and to put a possession trap where the enemies spawn, because it'll either take over the fireman or it'll either take over the fireman or it'll cause a load of them to suicide. Oh, sheltered life, hell yes. So right, sheltered life is brilliant, so I've just randomly got that then, which is pretty wicked. So there'll be a guy here on the way out, so make sure you kill him. Right. So here is what I mean about the exhibition. You can't get up to where the enemies spawn, but you can throw a possession trap up there.
Comstock led the Colombian troops to Peking.
And that will take a bunch of them out, and they also like run down when these areas open. They sort of run past you a lot of the time, so it'll kill a few of them straight off, and then you can use Bucking Bronco to take out the firemen. Where's the fireman? Fire cleanses. Right, so then we got to find this guy. And take him out nice and quickly. And we got sheltered life, which is awesome.
I don't want to do this, Slade. Just give
Right,
me
I'm not
what
going
I
to do.
need.
I've got sheltered life. I'm just going to. I don't have to do the repeating trick then, which is really convenient because I've got that piece of gear randomly. So.
He means us to head to the other display.
Right, cool.
Comstock's tin soldiers coming to silence us. But we are the true patriots. The history that does
Grab
not
that sniper rifle as well. That's why Bucking Bronco is so useful. You know, it's just really good. So, got the sniper rifle, and the other exhibit I don't think is as difficult, so it's not as necessary to try and be full salts for that. Because there are salts in there and salts pickups on the way back as well. So again, Bucking Bronco and Possession would be my go-tos for this really. So all the enemies drop in, this bit at the back opens up, right? So I just, as I demonstrated in my walkthrough, I like to possess one of them and then just snipe the rest while they're all busy being taken out. Grab the 50 salts afterwards and you're good to go. So there's one. Right, so there's a couple of those taken out. check out one of these guys again. I'll try and snipe the others. Why are they not dropping in properly? That's annoying. Well, it's no real issue.
Got what it takes. That's all you got?
That's all you got, more like. Yeah, I've got assault on. Got a little unlucky there for not getting you back. You can just hang out at the back here. Just keep this in possession. Where are you? Right, cool. So, got loads of salt there, which will give me a little bit of salts to be able to use Bucking Bronco. Alright. Bucking Bronco makes kills really trivial. I love it for that.
Ask for this. I have no quarrel with these
Heroes
men.
never ask.
I never claimed to be no hero.
Right, cool. So take all of those bits. That's why Sheltered Life's amazing, because it gives you that small amount of invincibility every time. It's just brilliant.
It's almost over.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Let it slate right.
Grab that, because we're not going to be coming back this way anymore.
I realize cages have their advantages.
The choice is better than none, Mr. DeWitt.
Yeah, it is. I already grabbed all this stuff, didn't I? I didn't miss anything there.
What if you woke up one day and realized you didn't like what you chose?
Right, that's cool.
I've got
Some enemies waiting for us here. You can like put a trap down
fight me past the first
and then run back and get salts again, but in the interest of keeping the playthrough going as quickly as possible, not bother. And as it turns out, there's no need because we've got blood to salt and the Broncos and everything else. Time for us to go back to where are we at? Extra, and that's great that I've got Sheltered Life there just purely for convenience, because I hate having to scroll through to extra like a load of times. I know that's a really niggly, nitpicky problem, but because I've got Sheltered Life early, they're right next to each other, or close to each other. Which is, you know.
The seed of the prophet lay in the womb of Our Lady, but for a single.
Yeah, seems legit.
Comstock had a child. My books never mention anything about a child.
Did they not, sweetie?
It's quite an omission. Can't imagine it was by accident.
Right, so gotta wait here for the lockpick. So this is my general weapon setup.
Our Lady prayed for the
Best two
prophets
weapons.
day and night.
The shotgun's really powerful, really good. The sniper rifle has really good critical damage, which means if you hit them in the head or you hit a Patriot in the gear and stuff, it takes more damage off. And the shotgun's just really good. It's a very comforting, brutal, simple weapon. Really good. I actually prefer the volley gun to the shotgun, but if you want to play it safe and not waste your money on the volley gun upgrades, then the shotgun upgrades are cheaper, and it's really good. So, yeah, shotgun's very effective.
Seems right up your alley.
Alright, so we did put extra on. There we go. So we can get all these. Bunch of money and stuff to grab around here, so make sure you get all of that. Is that everything? I remember some of them being really awkward to grab these coins around here for some reason. Right, so we've got all of that. Good to go. This is where you'll meet Slade and get the actual shock jockey on the way back out. Where's Sheltered Life? So it's 1, 2, 2 to the left. Super. I'm so happy about that. How sad. Right. Okay. So here we get introduced to the tears in combat.
I can get through these bars, but you're too broad.
Use a
Let me scout
tear.
ahead, see if there's somewhere
If you have
to
Winter
move
Shield, you
forward.
can use the tear here to get Winter Shield invulnerability, which I would have had. But I was testing out the repeatable thing.
It's a
So.
tear, something I can bring into this world.
There's another very easy one where you can always get Winter
As I
Shield.
said, it's a form of wish fulfillment.
If you don't have it by the time you come to Handyman, fighting the Handyman, which is when you need it. So hopefully I'll get to show that off as well, actually. So
I'd get anxious. Tears have a way of appearing.
there's rocket launchers up here as well.
Look, could you see
Over
those
there,
tears?
you can just see it
You
flashing
can use them
exactly where I'm
against
looking
slates
there
now.
at the balcony.
That tear will get us
The
access
sort of
to
railing,
higher
and
ground.
you can get to it using that
one will
freight
give us a
hook.
turret.
So that's useful. One of the guys down here has a rocket launcher as well, though, so you can just possess him and open the turret, and get that machine gun turret there as well. Right, so that's the dude with the rocket launcher. Just take those out. And he'll take a load of guys out like that. You can snipe the rest whilst they're all busy dealing with him. Blood's Assault and the sniper rifle is a really good combination because they'll it can get you salts back whilst you're sniping the enemies as well. So there we go. Alright, so we're full health. We are going to grab the rocket launcher. Just to check that we're full on that. Oh, we're not
That's
quite
enough,
full.
Slade. We just need the vigor to get out of Columbia. We're taking it one way or another. Slade!
Nothing on there. Don't think there's anything on this side either. Is there something around the back? I get the feeling that there's something else, but I'm not 100% sure. There's a dollar bill machine here that I believe you can use without it counting for the dollar bill achievement, because it's like a discount dollar bill. But it's not really worth the risk, to be honest. So I don't know if it is a risk. I don't believe it. I don't believe it counts, so it's not really a risk, if you know what I mean. But whatever. Right, so we're gonna grab this stuff. Got a lot of those. But before I possess that, to get a little bit
Keep your eye open for that
from
shot
it,
jump there.
we are going to buy possession for less. So this is 1,653, and it is fantastic. So this is the first time that it's available, and I will always use
Found
that.
some money.
So just buy that first, then you can possess these 3 machines. I don't believe the Minuteman Armory has anything new yet, which it doesn't, so unless you're going to get those rocket launcher ones, which can be useful, but they're very expensive. The best one is the Cliff upgrade, and that's really expensive, 813 I think, or something, so I don't get it myself. But the rocket launcher is still useful as it is already. This. And if you did want to, you could buy the clip increase for the pistol, but I don't use the pistol anymore, so no point. Right, so the sniper rifle is very strong, but it's probably actually better to have a different weapon for the fight here. There are a ton of salts as well, so instead of blood to salt, because this is just one enemy, that's not going to benefit you in this particular fight against the first Patriot, so you can instead use ammo advantage and get bigger clip size that way. Right, so we've got 3 rockets here. Now possession greatly reduces the damage that things take, so we've got a sheltered life there, which is great. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a load of traps out here. Grab this stuff. We're going to put a load of traps at each side, and we're just going to draw the Patriot into these traps. There's absolutely tons of salts in this bit, so use it like that. Good start. Okay, so the automaton will start doing damage to this thing. Run round and just draw it into the traps. And you can take it down pretty easily with that. So I find that really useful. That's a really good way of doing it. Make sure you get this afterwards.
Maybe now. It doesn't matter.
And there's absolutely tons of salts knocking about anyway, so.
Scrubbed away our soul.
And then you've got the crank gun, so if you want to use that, you can use that. It's a bit of free ammo, if you will.
All that will be left is the lie.
Because you don't use this very frequently, so it's not really necessary. Shelter Life's also amazing, the headgear that I've got, because it
Got a lock. Needs
also means that when you pick up med kits from those tears, you get the invulnerability from that as well, which is just mental. So, all this stuff. Right, so there's the shock jockey. I thought there was a boxophone around here, but maybe there isn't. Anyway, subdue slate. So you've still got these tears here if you didn't use it all up, which is very useful. And we've got the rockets, so I'm just going to use up all of these and then get some different weapons after the fact. So sniper rifles down there, medical kits are there, we've got Sheltered Life,
He's coming for Slate.
It was Slate who killed for his country at Wounded Knee.
machine gun there as well, so I can use up all this stuff. You see Slate chucking these things about.
Slate!
Oh, he's a whinger, isn't he? I'm sure there's a shotgun. Yeah, there's a shotgun tear there as well. So that's real.
No. He won't rest until he's turned us into
To do that there, I'll use up the crank gun.
He took my past, but that's all he's getting from me.
So I'll use
Just
the
give us the vigor. We don't need to do this.
I'll use possession. Then I will use up the crank ammo,
A soldier's death
and
awaits.
I will use the rockets on the Patriot when that turns up. So. Right, so. Take some of these dudes out. Not worth using after that.
You're not the Booker DeWitt
Right, there we go.
remember. Tin Man! Tin Man!
Right, so you can throw a big possession trap there, and then we've got Devil's Kiss as well. So a load of them should be coming out here. And now I can run back and get a load of salts again. There's still like 200 salts back here. So don't be afraid to run back for a bit of resources if you need. I always find that really useful. So get a trap on the fireman, and that'll last longer as well because of that. There should be the Patriot somewhere, but he seems to have disappeared a minute. Right, so that'll keep him occupied for a little bit, I would hope. So you get some good critical damage on them. And take out the fireman, and that'll leave me a fair amount of rockets left to hurt the Patriot. I'll also distract him by getting the enemy on there. Right, so he's gone down pretty quickly. Ran into the traps and everything else.
Go ahead.
And then that's that. So can use a bit of crank gun ammo again.
Show me what you're made of.
Right, so you can't use ammo advantage with the crank gun, which is interesting. I didn't realise that. Not that it's surprising, it's not a normal weapon, but grab all that stuff, get the salts from the fireman. Right, okay, so here we've got another infusion. We'll go with... We'll stick with the crank gun for now. Might as well use up the ammo, because you get that very infrequently throughout the game anyway, so it's not really an issue. Ah, should have used extra, but never mind. And this, I believe, will be the 6th one in shields. There we go.
Just what the doctor.
Right, so you get all this good stuff, really excellent. Got the shotgun there. Got a few more salt pickups. There is another salt not around here somewhere too. So got full ammo there. I think we'd have full shotgun ammo if we wanted it. Not quite. Nearly. Medical kits, we'll follow those. There are some salts here. Okay. Right, so again, salt's there, so we can run back. You get absolutely tons of resources at this bit, so it's never an issue. Slate throws a load of these traps, and then you can just use possession and crows. Okay, that's nice and easy. Dump this thing for a proper weapon again. We get a shock jockey from Slate, which I'm pretty sure will mean that we will get a bunch of salts. So we'll get a load of salts for that, so we don't have to worry about going to recharge, and it really doesn't matter anyway, because on the way back you can just use Bucking Bronco and Possession, same as always. Probably my favourite two at the minute, this early portion of the game, but that's not to say that it's not very effective to use Murderer Crows if you prefer that. All the Vigors are good, really. Devil's Kiss and Shock Jockey a little less so, until you get the Shock Jockey duration upgrade, I would say. And Devil's Kiss is pretty rubbish on 1999 mode, so.
Finish it!
I spared him last time, it does him no mercy.
Not one bit.
Could have wandered. Anyway.
Shock jockey. Oh, this better be worth it, Slade.
The Shock Jockey's kind of cool. The traps are useful for the patrons, definitely, and it does make motorised patrons a bit easier from here on out. And then when you get Undertow, it combines fantastically with that, so that's really good. So yeah, the Shock Jockey. Right, okay.
I suppose it was mercy. Comstock's men would have taken him.
So just checking we still had Sheltered Life equipped. Yeah. That's the water and electric combination, very good.
You know, those Vigors seem very powerful. I'll do what I can to keep you stocked in salts.
Thanks.
Yeah, you do that. Alright. So I'll go with Possession first. Bucking Bronco. So yeah. I love killing those guys first because when you've got Sheltered Life again, Sheltered Life's so good actually, it's so underrated. Well, not underrated, everybody knows it's really good, but it lets you... Yeah, I've already possessed those. It lets you guarantee get the pickup from the firemen because they always drop a health pack, so if you've taken any damage, you're guaranteed to get that back and trigger Sheltered Life. So it lets you focus on those first,
More money.
which is really good. So Elizabeth chucking us some
Appreciate it.
coinage, which is great.
Do you ever get used to it?
You never have to worry about using up your salts on the way out here when fighting because we've already got plenty. So, and you're about to get them fully recharged there anyway. So shock jockey that. Right, so that is Hall of Heroes, and that's really good. What I will do is I will do one run, I think, of the I'll do one run of the repeating gear just to show you how it's done, but then I'll just crack on after that. So because I do want to show that, so I will pick that up next time with the next part. Okay, so this is picking up where we've just come out of the Hall of Heroes. Got the sniper rifle there, mosquito, so we can possess some of these guys to keep busy. And just snipe the rest. Pretty good. Take them out pretty sharpish. Okay, so that worked out very well. We come out almost full of everything anyway, so we don't have to dip back into the Hall of Heroes to get all of our stuff back from blood to salt, so that's cool. Right, so at the minute I don't have winter shield, so I would use drop cloth to do the repeating trick, which I will show now. Right, so first things first, this is not part of the repeatable stuff, this is just a one-time thing, but you want to get the piece of gear that's up here. So we get a little bit of sniper rifle ammo, tops us up on that. Okie dokie, so a few things to grab over here. It's a fiddle, that's really rubbish, but never mind. It's determined to give me fit as a fiddle, even though it's a terrible idea. Especially on 1999, because you lose more money when you die anyway, so you just restart checkpoint if you're gonna die. It's a little bit cheating, but, well, cheap I suppose. But right, so I'll do one set of the, I might as well clear these guys out first. Normally you won't do this on the, if you're just using the exploit you can ignore these guys, but since I'm doing it pseudo properly, I'll take these out first. So what you want to do is, I like having that motorized Patriot, knock this guy with the Skyline Strike and then possess him, because the rocket dudes are extremely dangerous, so you don't want to be messing with them. But if you can help them, if they can help you take out the other guys, that's really useful. So they take themselves out. There should be another rocket dude somewhere. I'm not exactly sure where they are. But yeah, there's definitely normally another rocket guy, unless the Patriot took him out already, which I suppose it could have done, which is great. So that's why that Patriot tear is really good, and then you can possess one of the rocket guys. It makes that bit really easily quite manageable. We want to just grab the rest of the stuff. So there's that wallet there, and there's a lockpick knocking about. Usually I won't do this because I'll be doing the repeating gear trick, which gets you a lockpick, so you end up with 30 of them anyway, so it's never an issue. But seeing as I will not be doing that this time, I will have to be mindful that I need to pick up all the lockpicks as we go. Okay, so that's everything. Whoa! Yep, pick up this stuff. Right, now, I don't really think it's worth the resources to fight these guys necessarily, the guys who are in this area on the way back. So all you do is just jump up here, possess one of the guys. Whilst that draws their attention, you can run away from the fireman. There's a Patriot here, but again, no need to actually fight him, so you can just run away. You don't get like a gear drop or anything like that that you do from a handyman from them, so there's no point.
I don't think I understand how
I always thought of them as tools.
And then I'll just demonstrate how the gear farming works. I'll just do it one time instead of the many times that you would do it normally. So possess those 2 machines, loot the 2 bins on the way down, and this is where you get a ton of money, absolute ton of money, and a
whatever.
ton of gear as well.
You know how I said
This stuff all
time to read?
I love how she just stood there. This stuff all respawns every time, so you get eagles there, you get a ton from the wallets,
There's a world
which is
of difference
fantastic.
between what we see and what is.
Got fewer silver eagles this time. I had 2,900 when I came out last time, on my last playthrough. I wonder what I missed, or maybe it's just random variants. Anyway, gonna get this. There is a piece of gear here. This one doesn't respawn. This is just a normal piece of gear. So want to get extra for the Vox phone. Firebird. That's a little bit pointless. Not that fussed about that. Grab the Vox phone. All right. So. Now, have we got anything that's going to be actually useful for this? No. No. Right, so get shot life again. Right, so if I were to do this then, and I was doing it normally, so like, if you don't have winter shield, you can use drop cloth if you have it, otherwise it doesn't really matter. You can use throttle control for your headgear if you've got that. But again, otherwise, not really a problem. You don't need any of those necessarily. So the repeating gear is in this section over here. So you've got this.
Here you go.
Elizabeth throws you some coin if you
Much
need.
obliged.
If you need health, that health pack will also respawn every time. So really cool. So you shock this door. Opens the door. Few desks which will always be lootable as well, and then you get a piece of gear. So Vampire's Embrace is actually a pretty cool piece of gear, so I'd be happy with that one if that was the only one I got, but I will get one more just to demonstrate how that works. So you would grab that piece of gear each time, and then you would just visit both shops, the ice cream shop and the bookstore, and they would give you some money as well. Now the reason that I like to have 8 infusions, that would have well fallen on a red then. The reason I like to have 8 infusions is so that you can do this trick very easily, nice and repeatable, without having to actually run a little way into the Hall of Heroes and stock up on your use the salts refill each time. You want to make sure you grab those little bits of silver eagles each time as well, because they are very useful for getting Elizabeth to throw you more Elizabeth to throw you coins more often. So the more things you pick up, the more often she will throw you extra money, so you get money that way as well. So then we come up, and you can see that the thingy's Patriot has disappeared for whatever reason. You can possess the fireman, he keeps everybody else busy. If you have Winter Shield, you won't even take any hits here because you'll be jumping from hook to hook. And then after you've done this once, this other side will be cleared out. So I'll just show exactly what you do with the repeatable aspect of it. So I've got drop cloth, can move marginally quicker there. Right, so as you can see, we've got enough salts that I can repeat it because I had 8 infusions in salts. And when you come out, the initial batch of enemies will be gone, so you can very easily and repeatably just run through this as many times as you want. It's really good. Love it. So let's have a look. Alright, so for some reason everything apart from the other 2 pieces of gear will have respawned. So you can grab this. This skyline will now be clear on this side. So you can head down here. Ignoring all the enemies on that side, so they've respawned, but it doesn't really matter. You could grab the lockpick and the wallet if you want, but it's more efficient time-wise to just do it this way and repeat the whole run more often. Take over the fireman because he's the most durable and dangerous enemy, and it will stop him from hitting you, whilst also I'm just going to grab these. Normally you wouldn't grab these, but because you'd grab those on the way back, but because this is the only time I'm going to do it, I'm just going to grab them now. So you just run straight past the Patriot like that.
I don't think I understand.
And you can see there that the dialogue repeats as well, which must be something to do with why everything restarts. So yeah, weird. Gonna make sure that we don't accidentally use the dollar bill, but do get the stuff from it. And then you can lift the gate.
There's some cash.
Oh, she's throwing me cash.
I said I
Should still throw it when I get on the other side, hopefully.
I read literature on physics and other
Yeah.
Catch,
What
Mr.
did
Do
that
It.
teach you?
that there's a world of difference.
So every time you'll get a lockpick. One of the whichever shop you go in first will have a bit of salts as well, which again ties into keeping it repeatable. And then the gear and the ice cream shop will both respawn as well. So you would just grab everything from these. This is obviously the main bit. The gear being repeatable. So once you've got the pieces of gear that you want, now normally I would do this until I had Winter Shield, Sheltered Life, Overkill and Brittle Skinned, because I'd have Urgent Care and Blood Assault already from the previous 2 respawn things. So Newton's Law, nothing major there. And then you can just do this again and again and again, so as often as you want, which is really cool. How good is that? So now, before we actually trigger the gondola though, I want to set up a few things to make the actual combat easier for myself. Already got that lockpick. So normally I would just head over to the ice cream shop, do that first, and go from there. But right, so I like to put a load of traps around here because the Patriot will be coming out here. Right, so before we call the gondola, we want to set everything else up. I'll also nip into the ice cream shop as well. So I like to take cover up here, and a good way to deal with that is to put a couple of traps down as well. So that if anybody gets too close to me, I can deal with that. And I'll show you the recharge. Before you call the gondola, you can still get to the salt's recharge point, which is really cool, so that's well worth doing. Right, so you get all those. Okay, so that's good. Right, so usually you can go and oh, it's after you use Shock Jockey on the gondola. That's a shame. Okay, well, usually you can before you use Shock Jockey, you can recall that, so it's not an issue. Let's see how much that is. That's a 50 salt, so I'll leave that there for now. I think there might be 100 salt up here, so I'll have a look first. Yes, that's 100 salt, and you can get the rockets as well. That's cool. So there's gun automaton there, motorized Patriot tear, and you've got the cover that you can use as well. So we'll get the gun automaton first. We've also got Sheltered Life, so we'll always be able to use those medical kits anyway if we want from the tear. Right, so go up there. If you have Winter Shield, this bit's really easy. So you don't have to worry about that.
Needs you will leave you alone. What else could you expect from a liar and killer of women?
Right, so as soon as this tear becomes available, I'll actually just switch it over.
Oh, sweet child.
That's
That's
where
where
you
you
go. Right, so tears become available. We'll get the guns there again, and we're gonna try and nail this guy if we can. Right, so we've got one of those dudes. That's good. So yeah, the rocket guys are really useful to possess. So they also kill themselves after you possess them, which is really useful. So you can just waste a couple of uses of possession on them. You see the possession trap's gone, so that's already shielded me from, you know, 1 or 2 people from that. Right, so that's the first wave of those taken out. Still got 100 salts there if needed. And I've still got 100 salts sitting here for when I need it. Wait for these guys to come down. They're never really going to make it anyway. Takes all them out. Takes all those out rather. Right, so now we've just got the Patriot to go. And they're very easy because we've got a couple of really useful tears for that. So we're going to bring that motorized Patriot through. And then we can go back to Blood to Salt. Don't need drop cloth anymore, I just forgot about that, but it's all fine. Plenty of salt pickups and things anyway. Where's this guy? Where are you? The Patriot will take them out anyway. Salt back from Blood to Salt. That guy's fairly outmanned. Right, so from here you have a really good vantage point to take out the Patriot as well. Oh shit, that's... Get here. Okay, so once the Patriot jumps out, the motorized Patriot tear will do a load of damage to him as well, which is very useful. So yeah, this is pretty easy. Right, so that was super easy. Stock up on salts and everything else. It's a nice safe way of dealing with all that stuff. And I just want to switch back to a different weapon, or do I want to take the shotgun? Yeah, I'll take the shotgun. It's just easier. No ammo, just feel more comfortable with it. So we've got everything there. That's the gondola called. Where's the Patriot gone? Must have fallen off the edge or something. It did seem to fall like a little funny. So open this. Alright. This is good because it'll let me show how you want to get Winter Shield as well. before you fight the first handyman, so that'll be a little while away if we don't get it from random pickups before then.
When you were unconscious on the beach, you kept repeating a woman's name. Anna.
I don't want to talk about that.
Ah,
I'm sorry, I should. Where are you from?
New York.
Why did you do that?
right, so Sheltered Life, Blood to Salt.
It's
Okay,
much like this.
really love this setup, Blood to Salt and Sheltered Life. So I would definitely do the gear farming trick until you get Winter Shield
Gambled. And now I have
and
money to
Sheltered
don't
Life.
have to be a victim.
If you get Sheltered Life first,
Computer
then
paid back.
you could always leave it and get Winter Shield later if you're feeling adventurous, but Winter Shield is like
Somebody who was willing to
awesome
take my marker.
and makes that all that combat. As you see there, correct use of traps and resources, it wasn't very difficult at all, but you really don't want to die there if you've done loads of the gear farming. So if you have Winter Shield, you can use that instead of Blood to Salt, and you can just hop on and off the skyline anytime you want invulnerability, so you literally can't die if you do that. So that negates any of that sort of tension or risk. So you can just do the gear farming until you get Sheltered Life, Winter Shield and Overkill, I would say. Vampires Embrace and Brittle Skin are very good as well. Although on balance of probability, you know, if you're doing it for those specific gears, you may well end up getting Brittle Skin and or Vampire Embrace anyway, which is extremely good for using with the charge setup afterwards. Like extremely good. So should have left those salt pickups really, but it doesn't matter too much. Okay. So we'll just take out these dudes. Blood to Salt putting in work again. Where you at? He'll die from a shotgun blast even if it's not close range now anyway. And that's why Blood to Salt is again absolutely fantastic. So there won't be any new upgrades for a while, I don't think. I'm trying to remember when the next one is.
Want it?
Thanks.
A little way away anyway. And there really aren't very many bigger upgrades that I want for a long time yet. So. Good chunk of money there, grab all this stuff. Full on salt. Full on everything, really. That's absolutely fantastic. Okay. So you can see how you can get through like the vast majority of things with sniper rifle, shotgun and or volley gun. And
So,
Blood to Salt, Sheltered Life.
they call you the false shepherd.
It's just amazing. Blood to Salt I'd say is
Suits me.
pretty much
Figured
mandatory
they'd know you'd
that you do the Battleship
they
Bay
better
reset for that.
on this
Just
side.
because of how good it is. It is loony
Also wrote the
how good it is.
Why?
Got me.
Alright, so we're just gonna balance out shields a bit. You can put that in whatever you want. Get all your salts there, make sure you loot everything money wise, and then get smacked in the head by Elizabeth.
You alright?
I want to see Paris. I want to see everything.
It's up to you now. There's no one.
Wait, what is that? 40 north by 74 west. That's not Paris, that's New York.
I know that.
One thing I had in that tower was time, Mr. DeWitt. Time to study things like geography.
I owed money. And there's a fellow. He offered to wipe away my debt in exchange for you.
Ah,
Everything's gonna be okay. Will you just turn around and talk to me and we can.
whoa. Reactions. Ow.
Thus ends episode 4. Would you kindly like, comment and subscribe? Thank you for watching. I'll see you for the next episode.